So the reasoning, the logic of Ben Shapiro expressed by the clips of Ben Shapiro in that ContraPoints video from the other day, the reasoning behind it was not like a thing that she went into. And it's a thing that it seems to me to be a crucial part of the issue, right? The logic behind it, his insistence on using the wrong pronouns for trans people, and his belief that even though we've only been able to create karyotypes, like, the understanding of what chromosomes are, as pointed out in the video, is relatively new, right? But his insistence is basically that phenotype can be reasonably expected to be a measure of chromosomes. And it's phenotype that he's most concerned about. And so when somebody's phenotype doesn't match what their reproductive status relative to his is, it bothers him because he is a proud defender of white empire, and his desire to build the white race is paramount and lurking behind his willingness to misgender people and so on and so forth, because he wants to create an environment. He doesn't think that trans people should be allowed to be confusing to other people's reproductive drives, because people like that, and again, like, his assertion that everyone in this society uses pronouns as a shorthand for a person's reproductive status relative to your own, or like just in general. That's when you can impregnate. That's when who does impregnate. That's what the reasonable expectation is, unless there are people who are allowed to present as convincing and confusingly the phenotype that is not expressed by their chromosomes. And the problem with that is, in his mind, that it would like just destabilize mate selection entirely, and that it ties into this anxiety about birth rates and about invasion and numbers gaming and all of this stuff. And so when he misgenders trans people, what he's trying to do is create an environment in which anyone who might come out is afraid to, and thereby doesn't express that they are trans, and doesn't confound the breeding system. And so this, speaking as someone who's transmasculine, I find this very common. It's a transphobe dealing with a trans man. It's just boys don't cry every time, right? It's Philip DeFranco saying, sit and spin. Like, I could insert something into you. I could impregnate you. You blah, 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 blah. And it's like, just the sort of grotesque misapprehension of global reality behind it. Like, these ideas are as old as white empire. And I don't mean they date to the Roman Empire. I mean, they date to the takeover of the Roman Empire that came out of the British Isles. And there's been a sort of, concerted attempt to eradicate anything that might confound someone's ability to, effectively inseminate someone, basically. So get rid of trans people. Oh, we never had trans people. Wait, this culture just never had a third gender, and da-da-da-da-da-da, right? So, yeah, I don't know. And this whole, like, I could rape you. I could even force you to carry my child. Like, there's a line from a poem. What is it? Come inside, said the spider to the fly. Like, you give it a shot, give it a shot. You'll find out things about coercive sexuality you never thought you'd knew. Everyone's got places that things can be inserted. Everyone's got a mind that can be ruined. with certain concepts and imagery that you can never get rid of. And you, I can tell from your politics, don't have a great imagination, whereas I have God on my side. So happy nightmares.